And then, oh, I messed it up. Let's do that again. Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I have the Giiker, I don't know how to pronounce it. I want to say Giiker, but after the Nintendo Wii, I want to say Giiker. If you know how to pronounce it, let me know. I think it's Giiker. But anyways, this is a Bluetooth 3x3. I got this from SpeedCube shop, and there's been a couple Bluetooth Rubik's cubes, SpeedCubes that have been on the market or been showing that they're going to be on the market. And this is like the first big one that seems to actually really work well. I've had some time to mess around with it. Let's take a look. Now, this plugs into a phone or like an iPad, and I have an iPad here. I'm going to display it on the screen so that way you can see it directly, but it's right in front of me right here. Okay, so before we start, let's just open this up. And this is what it looks like in the box. It's a really awesome display, and these headphones are actually the charger. That's the coolest idea for a charger. It doesn't just plug in. So as far as aesthetics, good job for whoever did that. And yeah, these just sort of clip on. There's little holes there. And then underneath here is a micro USB. Now, I don't think this came with a micro USB unless I just missed it in this part of the box. Nope. So it did not come with a micro USB, but they're really cheap, and I've got like 15 million laying around, from headphones to other things that just need that to charge. So how does this work? Now, as far as performance-wise of just a cube, it's fantastic. Like, corner cutting is about 45 degrees. Yeah. I've tried taking the caps off and I'm not able to get those off to tension. I guess I could force those off, but I'm sure there's maybe electronics in there, and that's why they don't want you to do that. And it has squared off corners, even though the stickers look a bit rounded. But it feels a lot like, I would say, a Shengsho Fengyun. I believe that's how it's pronounced. But it performs really well. It doesn't look like it's a regular puzzle that's just had these electronics built into it. It looks like its own design. But you can also hear that there are magnets in it. And the magnets are obviously not glued in. They're in some sort of casing, which is why you can hear them kind of snap into place when you turn. So it's a bit loud for that. But the magnets are a good strength. It's not too weak, not too strong. I don't think they're too strong. I've heard other people say they might be too strong, but I think they're great. One thing you also might notice, though, is the sticker shades. So it's not quite normal sticker shades. You've got blue, greenish, yellow, white, and then this is actually the orange, not the reds. This is like a reddish orange, and then this pink is the red. I've thought about changing the stickers, but at the moment the main app doesn't allow you to change colors, and it's kind of good to have the colors match that. But let's dive into the app. If you type in Giiker in the iTunes App Store, I believe there is something for Android as well. Don't quote me on that, but I believe there is. You'll actually find a few different results, but one of them is in English for most of it. And when you click that, you get the app. Now, syncing the cube with the app is super, super easy. So I'm just going to go to this top left, and it already has this connected. When I pulled this out of the package the first time, I'm like, is there an on button, an off button? How do I connect it? And I opened up the app, and it said that there's a cube nearby. Do you want to sync it? It automatically knew there's a cube nearby. So that's pretty incredible. And you can see on the screen right now the cube. And when I turn it, it actually turns. Although it's off by one turn right now. So we need to reset this. I'm going to click this reset button on the bottom. And is this the same? Actually, it is the same right now, so we don't need to reset it. But let's say it's not. And I'm just going to reset it by solve. And it's solved. Yes. There we go. And so now we have this back to normal. Let's go over all the things this app can do, because it's really impressed me. There's some things I'd like to see updates in the future, but some things that are just a ton of fun. And I'll kind of go into why I think some of these the things that are used in the app could really help with speed solving. So let's just start going through the ones on the top. We have this one that's right next to the cube shape, the one that looks like a stopwatch, and that is just a timer. So if it's not solved, if it's not scrambled, and I hit ready, it tells me to scramble the puzzle. So let's scramble this up. And then if I hit ready, it tells me to start, just twist to start the timer, meaning that once I start solving the cube, it starts counting. So I'm just going to inspect this first. That way I have at least a little bit more, a little bit nicer time than if I just went straight into it. But, okay. So I don't even need to set it down or hit the timer. I can just go. Although the sticker shades, I am still not quite used to. And done. So 19.67 seconds. Not nearly what I would normally do, but a couple things on the screen are really cool. It has your speed, which is how long it takes you to do one turn. So 2.252, so it's almost 4 turns per second. 78 steps, and this is kind of the big thing that I feel like it needs updates with. If I click this little down arrow, it shows me my solution. And you can see the first ones are R prime, R prime. I believe I did an R2 to start. So it does quarter turn metric instead of half turn metric. And then it does not count M moves. So it doesn't know if the cube is upside down or not, or if it's just right side up. And at the end, I did an H perm and then so I used M moves there, and then I did a U2. Well, also instead of orienting to whatever the cross would be on bottom or whatever method you use, it has D because yellow is on top. So instead of doing D2, it has DD at the very end. And then instead of doing M2, it was L prime R, L prime R, because it was, if I did this, that's the same as going like that, kind of. That's the only kind of big issue I see with it, besides being able to change the colors on the stickers. But that's how that timer works, and it's pretty accurate. I mean, I haven't tried just doing, let's say, an A perm, but if I hit ready, and then, oh, I messed it up. Let's do that again. Oh, wrong A perm. Okay, let's do that again, and I'm gonna try to get it right this time. Okay, ready. Still kind of messed it up, but there we go. So you can kind of time PLLs. One thing also is it doesn't seem to record all of the time. So it says that's a new record, but I can't really delete that record because I don't want that to be a solve time. And I don't really know where those are listed. So a few things there. I've heard there are other apps and other things you can use with it. I haven't tried the other ones. I just want to use the main one right now. Okay, next there we have this rocket ship on the top. And that shows you how to solve the puzzle, and it's pretty accurate. So if, let's say, I just scramble this a little bit, like that, and I say go, you place white on top, blue in front, and the reddish orange on the right. And then it says 16 moves to solve. So now if you do an incorrect move, it has you start all over. So I'll kind of show you that at the very end. I'll do a wrong move at the very end. Okay, I'm going to do a wrong move here. Oh, new solve. Okay. So let's hold this in the right way. Okay. It says 2 moves to solve it. Like that. Now, I showed this to my wife, who still doesn't know how to solve a cube, doesn't really have a big interest with it, but I showed her this. She goes, oh, so this could teach me how to solve it. And I went, nah, not really, because it doesn't show you a CFOP solve or even a layer by layer or a roux or any of that. It just does the most efficient. So it doesn't really teach you how to solve it, just it has you solve the puzzle if you can't figure it out. Okay. And the last thing up there is just information. And what's nice about this, so I do see they've been updating the app with different features. So I will be writing them with some of these ideas. Okay, now let's go through the games. And these are surprisingly nice. Cube Run is kind of like Simon Says. If you've ever done Simon Says, that's the actual device has colors and you hit the colors in order. It's a lot like that. So it starts fairly simple. So you hold it white on top, blue in front. And it gives you a number of seconds to do this turn. And it starts by just doing 1, and then 1 gets a little bit faster. And then after this, it goes to 2. So here's 2 now. And then that will start speeding up. Now, the first time I ever did this, I was at about 30, and then it had me do an F prime and a B. And so I did those in the same motion. But it counted the B one first, and it said I failed that. So that was a little upsetting. But I'm going to end this right now. I'll do a wrong move. And game over, 26. Okay. So that one's fun. Now let's go back to actually the timer just to solve this puzzle. And see if I can beat my 19-second one. Okay. Oh, I forgot I don't have to touch the timer. Oh. Didn't have to do that rotation. There we go. Okay. So, Crazy Puzzle. Crazy Puzzle is very, I almost want to say nostalgic because I used to do a lot of the mosaics, and the mosaics off camera right now. I'll put a little link to where the mosaics are, where I would take 64 puzzles, 64 their Guanlongs, and make a bunch of images out of it. And I'd find a pattern of how I'd be able to do it fastest with seeing the image I need to make and doing that. That's basically what it is. So, we've already done a few, so I'm going to click a new one. And it wants you to make that pattern. Well, this one's not too hard at all. You just need to put that orange on bottom, which is, I think it's, if I did, it'd do that. Okay, so that wasn't the best example. Let's do the next one. Okay, so for this, what I would do is put white on bottom. And the way I solve this is I solve everything with that white on bottom, like that. And then let's do one more. Oh, this is getting larger. I've never seen it with the 6x6. So we'll start with blue on bottom, because that's what that centerpiece is. And I need to make 2 of these corners blue, and then the rest is going to be pink. So there's pink. There we go. Like that. Yeah, and then you have the next one. This is fun. I really like doing this. This one's just all pink. Okay. So this one, and it doesn't, what's nice about this is you don't actually have to solve it where the corners are in the right spot or the edges are in the right spot. You just need to solve one side. So now let's do this next one. And are there a limited number of moves? There are not. So you can take as many moves as you need. And then just all blue. There we go. Hey, that's cool. Okay, so let's back out of this. Let's do another time solve just to fix the puzzle. Oh, I didn't hit ready. Well, anyways, complete clone. Now, complete clone is kind of teaching you how to do different patterns. And so this one, I know how to do this one. 6-face complete. Oh, so we've got the 3 up top. That wasn't what one asked me to do. We've got the dots, the one that's just checkerboard. That third one, I had no idea how to do that pattern from an algorithm, so I had to just solve that one into that pattern. But let's see what number 4 is. That's another one. I feel like I should know how to do this, but I don't remember how. Ooh, maybe if I do. Oh, shoot, I don't know how to do that one. Okay, well, I'm just going to solve it into the pattern because I don't really know what to do for this. Well, let me just do a last layer like normal. I probably just should have solved this layer by layer instead of doing the other way, because that would have been maybe a little bit faster. Okay. And then I need to put that yellow there. I think an A perm should actually do this, right? Yeah! That would be a good challenge, though. I could definitely, hopefully, be faster at it in time. Nope, don't want to do that. I want to go back. Okay, I'm going to scramble this up, do another solve, and then we're going to look at Cube Escape, which is probably my favorite one, and I think it's really good for people learning blind solving. So, Cube Escape, this is my favorite one. And actually, I didn't have to solve the puzzle for this. I've done it with it scrambled up. This reminds me a lot of an exercise maybe for blind solving, where you have to learn how to do setup moves and move just one piece into another spot. And so let's start at number 1. We have to move this, which the character actually seems to change a lot. So, okay, white on top, blue in front, orange on the right, and there we go. So this next one, need that corner down. Now it says I have 3 steps to do this, but you can do it in 1. And this next one, and you can actually move the puzzle a little bit like this. And actually how it moves is really nice. We have 6 moves to get that blue piece down there, but we can do it in 2. There we go. Now we need that white down to there. And so this is, like I said, it feels really nice, as if something I would use for blind solving, of how to set up just a piece. Of course, depending on what you're doing for blind solving, it definitely can, or it will be very different than just setting up a piece like this. And for here, yep, that's where I think that edge is. We'll do 2 more. There's 1, and then the last one. So we have to get that corner piece right to there. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to exit this. But that is the Giiker Cube. Let's do one more solve, and then I'll kind of wrap all this up. Let's see here. I don't have to set it down. I almost touched the timer again. Oop, wrong turn there. Okay. That is the Giiker Cube. It's a lot of fun, and with updates they could do on adjusting sticker shades, or maybe trying to figure out what M slices are. If the device in here doesn't recognize when it's just the one or the other, you know, they could do something where if it notices the L and R are moving together very fast, it's probably an M slice, and just estimate that. And then also if you have a UU, it recognizing if it's done within a certain speed or certain time, that's a U2. That's my thought with this, that they could update with it. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. And I feel like if you're maybe bored with just solving 3x3, the games that are on here can add a lot to it. And like I said, I've heard there's other games on other either programs or online. I haven't checked those out yet, but there's a lot of things people can do with this. So yeah, that's the Giiker Cube. I got it at SpeedCube Shop. Ton of fun. I would suggest picking it up because it's something very different and not just another puzzle, but it performs almost as well as some of the top cubes on the market today. So thank you very much. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe, and my content like this in the future. And as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.